Welcome back to Arise Prime Time. I'm Charles Anyegolu, and I have our guest analyst for the rest of the program who will be giving us his perspective on the news and issues of the day. And he is the policy strategist, Arise News analyst, and founder and executive director of Agora Policy, Waziri Adio. Great to see you, Waziri. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
So let me start by asking you, rather than us going through all the things that have already been said, I mean, Idiot, as always, excellent analysis. What was your reaction to Obasanjo's, the former president, endorsement? Were you disappointed, indifferent? Was there petrified horror, or what, at the fact that he went forward to do that? Because I've been wanting to hear your assessment of that.
Well, the President Obasanjo would never leave you in doubt about where he stands, so you have to give that to him. There are people who might disagree with his methods, with his approach. Don't forget that we have, this club of elder statesmen, and most of them decides to keep quiet, or be the father of all. He stakes his claim. It says it. I'm with this person. I'm not with this person. He attacks people. He endorses people. So it's expected, and I think. The issue is, does he have a right to endorse someone? Absolutely, he does. The people who disagree with him, do they have a right to disagree with him? Absolutely, they do.
But the issue is, how effective is his endorsement, or beneficial, if you like?
Well, you see, the thing is, for somebody like President Obasanjo, who had been head of state, who had been president, who has international stature and is well respected and all of that, his endorsement should count for something, right? And it could be like whatever is what. You don't want Obasanjo to be on your case. You rather have him in your corner. Whether that would translate to actual votes, there's this famous saying: how many battalions does the Pope command, right? In terms of real political influence, whether he has that is left to be seen. He has endorsed some candidates in the past and they won. He endorsed some people in the past and they didn't win. It's difficult to say whether the endorsement made a difference or not. But even the people who are complaining now, if you had endorsed them, they will be saying, they will say, they will say we don't need your endorsement. Right,
they'll welcome it.
Yeah, they welcome it. So, and in politics, there's this saying that electoral politics is a game of addition, not subtraction. So, even if the only thing you are going to get is a reinforcement, is only Obasanjo's vote, that's good enough.
And of course, we rely on you, Waziri, to scour the headlines and give us your best analysis. So in that regard, tell us your person and or party and or institution to watch for in Nigeria in this 2023 election. Will it be one of the presidential candidates or more than one? Will it be INEC, the security forces, or a combination of some or all of them?
I think it's a combination of all of them. One, we need to watch out how INEC will discharge its obligation. I've said many times, and I also wrote this over the weekend.
I saw the article.
Yeah, that INEC deserves
excellent as always.
All the support that it should get. We should not second guess it. We should not try to undermine the institution. And actually, it's an institution that has shown enough appetite for improvement over time. So, but at the same time, INEC doesn't have any excuse this time around. Either to drop the ball or excuse for false start, because for the first time in a long time, INEC has a very long time to get its acts together. We have the 2022 Electoral Act, which gave a gap of about 9 months between when the candidates emerged and when we're going to have the election. Also, a part of the requirements of the Electoral Act is that the INEC should have the money for the election at least a year in advance, right? And I have not read anywhere or heard anywhere that INEC say, oh, we don't have the money. So whether it's money, whether it's time, that excuse is not available to INEC. But at the same time, The job of delivering fair, credible election, free and fair and credible election is beyond INEC. So the role of the police and other, security forces is very important. The role of the politicians themselves is very important. The role of the media, because in this election there's a lot that is at stake, right? And you see a lot of fake news, a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation. So we also need to check ourselves, the populace, the civil society, even the international community. People should try and stay above the fray and ensure that what we need to do is to ensure that everything that we need to do for the election to be free and fair and credible, we should do that.
Right. And so many of the political parties are in some form of crisis. I mean, some of them quite brutal. I mean, the PDP, for instance. What sort of impact will that have on their electoral fortunes?
Well, it's like every other thing in politics, it's difficult to be definitive, right? But looking at it on the surface, PDP is in a bad place. It's in a bad place for so many reasons. As Idayat and others have mentioned, PDP's stronghold happens to be in the south. Presently, PDP is in power in 14 states. 9 of the 14 states are in the south, right? And that south is contested ground for now, right? The southeast that used to vote en bloc for PDP is expected to vote for Peter Obi, right? And also the south that also used to vote massively for PDP is also, there are some parts of the south that are also contested, So it's not looking, especially when you now throw in this wrinkle about the G5, right? It also makes it more complicated. And unlike what we were, speculating or projecting before, that politics is actually possible, that they will make up, and all of that. It seems that they've gone beyond the Rubicon, and they've gone to the point of no return. So if they are not able to handle the G5 threat effectively by compensating for it in other places, it's going to be difficult. But at the same time, the G5 people also have to be careful, right? They're also taking a risk. For example, there are 5 of them, whatever, and also people should not exaggerate their strength. You have Abia State, you have Enugu State. These states are likely going to vote for Labour Party anyway. So, whether they're 100% for PDP or not. Rivers is touch and go. Benue is touch and go also. Oyo, is also, up for grabs. So it's there's a danger that this might degenerate into a north-south kind of thing, and that could be to the advantage of PDP. So you never say never in politics. Whatever they are losing here, they might be able to compensate if they are able to frame it to say, it's actually a southern gang up against a northern, candidate. So it's something that we need to watch. It's
Waziri, thank you very much indeed. As always, Waziri Adio is the policy strategist, Arise News analyst, and founder and executive director of Agora Policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Bye-bye, and thank you for watching.